Yeah, there's a term that you keep hearing in the MMA community. It's a hype train. Oh, you're aboard the hype train. Chimaev, hype train. Zabit, hype train. Why are you on the hype train? Well, I'm on the hype train because the tickets were available. Why wouldn't I be on a hype? Name one champion, name one great fighter in the history of MMA who was not a hype train in the beginning. Every good fighter was at some point a hype train. Conor McGregor was a hype train when he was beginning. Chimaev, hype train. We'll see what happens to him, but Sabit was a hype train. Now he's become a contender. Francis Ngannou was a hype train, right? Very recently he was a hype train. Everybody said, oh, he's just got power, he's no wrestling, he's no technique, he's gonna lose. Well, every good fighter loses at some point. Some don't. Like Habib doesn't. But every good fighter has lost at some point. That doesn't mean it's hype. Every good fighter begins breaking all stereotypes, breaking what you've thought about what a good fighter is, because they are unconventional. A lot of these unconventional fighters, people in the beginning thought will never do well, and they did well. So initially, it's all derogatory, it's hype train. Um, should you be aboard them? Yes. What's the point of the train if you're not aboard it? You have to. Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley is a hype train because everybody loves him and he's not become a champion yet, or he's not a contender yet. He was ranked 15 or 14, I don't remember. And now he's dropped from the ranking. Yeah, he broke his leg. A person who breaks his leg can still be a good fighter. Sean O'Malley is still a good fighter even though he broke his leg twice, even though scar tissue on his ankle would make him vulnerable to be breaking his leg much more often. He'll probably do something about it. He has to do something about it because now people know about it. But that doesn't mean he's not a good fighter. His movement is amazing. His movement is better than all his contemporaries, most of his contemporaries. He fought a very tough challenge against Cheeto, and he lost. I mean, he lost. I'm not going to say that he was winning the fight at any point of time. He was losing. But it was just the beginning of the fight. There was so much more time, and he broke his leg. But also, Cheeto executed a perfect plan. He was kicking him, and then as soon as he found a space, as soon as he found that entry, he pounced on it. Uh, is Does Sean O'Malley become a hype train right now? Sure, but I mean he's still a very good fighter. Habib was hype train, right? Nobody believed Habib's gonna win. Initially, his first fight was not good. Tibau was not good, but all hype trains at some point of time would gain momentum and become real contenders. Johnny Walker is a hype train. Uh, is he the most technical fighter? No, but he is different and he can beat top level guys, and we've seen that. Don't worry about the hype train. If somebody is a hype train, get aboard, see what they're about. Um, Maybe they'll become the next champion, and then you'll be able to say, I was with him, I was on aboard the train when it was a hype train, and now he's the champion. Jorge Masvidal is a hype train right now, right? Is he not a good fighter? He's a really good fighter. Was he at the same wrestling level as Kamaru Usman? No. And so he lost. And he figured that out very quickly in the fight. He thought he'll be able to overcome, like many contenders think they'll be able to overcome Habib because they've seen what he does and they know that this is how you counter wrestling. But is that wrestling the same level as they thought, or as they sparred, or as they practiced in their training session? No. It's a different level of wrestling, and that's what amazes everybody. Edson Barboza, you saw his face. Did he not train with good wrestlers? He is. He's really good at takedown defense. But was he able to stop Habib? No. It's not the same level of competition. It's not the same level of wrestling. Even though you know that what he's going to do is well known. It's well known that Habib has this game plan, so we can practice, we can train for him, and come the fight day, we get into the octagon knowing what we are going to do. But you cannot execute the plan because that grappling is at a different level. The same thing might happen with all opponents against Chimaev. They know his wrestling, they know what he's going to do, they also know his ground and pound is insane, his striking is good. We'll see with time if that hype train is just nonsense. I don't think so. None of those hype trains have zero value. None of those hype trains have no substance. They all have something. Zabit has something. Now, is his cardio the same level as Max Holloway or DC or Habib? Maybe not. We don't know. He doesn't train with them. He's from Dagestan, but he doesn't train with AKA. So we don't know if he's faced the same level of competition. But he trains with Mark Henry, and he has some really good fighters. So, I mean, barring a few fighters that are exceptional, that are at a different level, everybody's faced some sort of challenge in all martial arts backgrounds. Everybody's faced a karate guy, everybody's faced a wrestler, a kung fu guy, a taekwondo guy, kicking expert, submission expert, Brazilian jiu-jitsu expert. Everybody has faced some sort of competition in every discipline. It's just the level. There's so many levels to it. And so when one guy who's really good at one discipline enters and bulldozes his way to the top or begins to gain momentum, people call him the hype train. And later we figure out that hype train was really not just hype. It was a real train.